So our first workshop today is a yoga class led by myself that is all about setting your intentions. If you've worked with me before in some of my other avenues, you know that I'm crazy about setting intentions. I think they're so super important if we want to see real valuable changes in our lives. Having a why is so important in every regard of your life. It is almost like a lighthouse that'll help guide you forward through your motions, so that then if you have a why, you know that every step you take is aligned and intentional. And that's what we're going to focus on cultivating today in your yoga practice. So we're going to dive into this in the form of a yogic theme called a Sankalpa. And this is something that we will revisit at the end of the week when we take our yoga nidra and yin yoga practice together as well. A Sankalpa can be described as an intention of the heart, or this strong will, the strong desire that you emanate throughout your entire being. Our Sankalpa is a point of focus and resolve, and it is a tool that helps us work and breathe into alignment and to balance in our lives. To live within the truth of your Sankalpa is to live in harmony with your mind, your body, and your spirit, and be in love with your life and just have this burning desire that you live with, this truth that you know as your universal self, and emanating that out into the world. So your bonus for this workshop is going to be your intention setting worksheet. And after you finish this class, you can click over to the next lesson and you can download and fill out your intention setting worksheet there. The worksheet's going to ask you lots of questions about how you want to feel, what you want to create in your life in this moment, and you can use this within any time frame that resonates with you right now. You can look at these questions through the lens of just this week. You know, what are some things that you want to feel? What are some things you want to cultivate in your life during this week? Or maybe you can take it into a broader time frame of a month, a season, a year, really whatever answers come to the surface, whatever's resonating for you as you go to fill it out, then that should be the time frame that you work with. So that is it for the talking for me today. Welcome to the summit. I'm so happy to have you, and I will see you on your yoga mat now. So go ahead and bring yourself into a comfortable seated posture on your yoga mat. We don't need any props for this practice today, but if you do have a yoga block or something thick and sturdy that you can use as leverage, that might be beneficial later, but if you don't have anything, don't worry about it. You can make it through. So coming into your comfortable seat, go ahead and sit up nice and tall wherever you are. Relax your palms onto your knees. Take a few breaths to maybe roll your shoulders around a bit. Release some tension in the neck. And when you feel ready to, come to stillness in your seat. You can settle your shoulders over your hips, your head, over your shoulders. Softly close your eyes. And we'll begin here together just to notice your breath. So notice the texture, the rhythm at which the inhale comes into your nose. And then the exhale, maybe sighs out through an open mouth here. And take a few more just clearing deep full inhales, just like that. Big breath in and out. Let's do one more together. Deepest breath in you've taken all day long. And sigh it out. Again, softly close your lips. Just return to whatever breath comes naturally to you here. And so no need to try to deepen or lengthen or manipulate your breath just yet. Just notice where you are right here and right now. Allow the muscles of your face to soften. Relax as you breathe. Beginning to put a little bit of space between you and anything that's happened already in your day, or maybe anything that you might have coming up for later. Right now, our yoga practice is all about union of the body, the breath, and the mind with this exact moment right here. So give yourself that focus here. Give yourself that space to just be here. We'll gently begin to take your awareness into your heart center here, your heart space. Sort of right in the center of your chest, a few inches beneath your breastbone. And feel your awareness travel from your breath, maybe down your throat and into this heart center here. As you arrive on your mat to your practice today, to this beautiful journey of a week that we have in front of us together, ask yourself truthfully and intentionally, how do I feel right now? How do I feel? And allow yourself, rather than think of an answer, really see if you can feel for an answer. Use that space in your heart. Being present with whatever feelings, whatever emotions are coming up right there in that space. Again, reminding yourself you don't need to manipulate or change anything that's coming up here. Allow yourself to embrace however you're feeling in this moment with compassion and with grace for yourself. It's from this place of presence, this place of compassion, that we can begin to cultivate our Sankalpa, our heart's intention. We must start from this place of compassion, this place of presence, in order to find our soul's truest and deepest desires. With this presence here still in your heart space, begin to listen into your heart here. Maybe beginning to ask yourself, what are my intentions? What is my Sankalpa for this week? What am I ready to create for myself in my life this week? What am I ready to let go of for myself this week? What emotions would I like to embody this week? Again, we resist the urge to try to think or conjure up an answer. Right? If nothing comes up at first, that's okay. See if you can remain silent, remain still, step back, and see if you can feel an answer come to the surface here. What is my Sankalpa for this week? Allow both of your hands to meet together in prayer pose at your heart center. We call this Anjali Mudra in our yoga practice. This is our seal of the heart. So with your Sankalpa, or maybe a rough draft of your Sankalpa here, just see if you can breathe and fuse that intention into your heart center, into your heart space here. We'll take one more big full breath in together. Let it out. Beautiful. Gently release your hands and you can softly open up your eyes. Welcome to your yoga practice. Let's go ahead and extend our legs out long in front of us here for a forward fold, Paschimottanasana. So allow your legs to straighten, your toes can come up towards the sky. Now feel free to bend your knees. This is a pretty unforgiving posture sometimes, so go easy on yourself in the beginning. Use an inhale breath to reach your hands up nice and high, beautifully for the sky, and on your exhale, reach your heart towards your knees. Keep your spine nice, long and strong for as long as you can. Wherever your hands end up, it's perfectly fine. If you don't touch your toes, don't worry about it. Wherever you are, lengthen your heart forward, draw your thighs towards each other and towards the back of your mat. And then exhale, let your chin round towards your chest, shoulders soften down your back. Go ahead and take 2 big breaths here. Breathing into your back body, 1 more. Inhale, look up towards your toes. Exhale, hands up to the sky. Nice, long, strong spine. Come all the way up and release your hands. Now bend your knees, bring the soles of the feet together. Open your knees out wide for Baddha Konasana or butterfly legs. So you can hold on to your ankles or maybe your big toes here, whatever feels most comfortable. Take an inhale breath, extend your heart up towards the ceiling, and exhale, hinge from your hips, reach your heart towards your toes. Good. Keep your spine as long as you can. Once you notice that resistance in your hips, go ahead and pause, take a breath, and let it out. And it's all about creating space where our body is currently. So don't feel the need to muscle your way forward into a shape that's not going to feel good to you. Take 1 more breath here wherever you are. It's perfectly fine. Good. And then we'll slowly bring ourselves back up, straighten your spine. We'll transition onto our hands and knees. You can cross your ankles in front of each other and just roll on forward. Bring your palms under your shoulders and your knees under your hips. We'll go ahead and take our cat and cows as you begin to sync with your breath. So take an inhale to drop your belly down towards the floor, lift your chest and your tailbone up nice and high to the sky. And then as you exhale, press into your palms, round your spine, tuck your chin in towards your chest. Inhale, breath, belly drops, heart lifts. Exhale, breath, heart to the sky. Take that 2 more times, use your breath. Big inhale, chest opens up forward. And exhale, round through your spine. 1 more, use your breath. Good. We'll go ahead and come to neutral spine here. I'm going to take this motion side to side now rather than up and down. So round your spine, find the cat pose again, heart up towards the ceiling. And then as you inhale, shift your rib cage to the right. And then your belly will drop down to the floor. Your ribs will go to the left. And then the cat pose. And keep going to the right, to the floor, to the left, to the sky, again to the right, to the floor, to the left, to the sky. Go ahead and take 2 more big full rounds of breath here. Feel free to go as slow as it feels good to you. You'll probably get a few good snap, crackles, and pops along the way there. Wherever you are in your rotation, pause for a breath. And then we'll switch the direction of your circles. So start to go to the left, to the floor, to the right, to the sky. Good. Keep going with your breath here. Feel free to add your shoulders, add your neck, add your elbows, whatever motion is going to help you create some space in your spine and begin to flow with your breath here. We'll take 1 more round. Good. Wonderful. We'll come back to a neutral spine, so no rounding, just natural, nice flat back. Draw your big toes together, knees spread out wide. Let's come back, child's pose, balasana. Extend your arms out towards the front of your mat and relax your forehead onto the floor. Take a full breath in Full breath out. Beautiful. One more here, just like that. Beautiful. Nice and soft. We'll inhale, draw your heart forward. Begin to tuck your toes, lift your knees up and back, come into your very first downward facing dog here. So in our downward facing dog, we're really inspired to bend our knees so we can reach our hips up to the ceiling and back towards the back edge of your mat. Don't feel like you have to press your heels down onto the floor. If it's gonna hurt your low back, I would rather you bend your knees and lift your booty up to the sky. So take one big full breath here. Knees bent, booty high. Good. We'll inhale, roll forward through plank pose, nice and fluid through your spine. Take a breath here, integrate strength of your shoulders, strength of your belly. Let's go ahead and lower down onto your knees, untuck your toes, come all the way down to your belly, nice and strong in your shoulders. We'll inhale, take a baby cobra, reach your heart forward, shoulders on your back, elbows in towards your ribs. Exhale, lower it down. One more just like that. Press against the floor. Inhale, heart lifts. Exhale, take it down. Beautiful. Downward facing dog. Tuck your back toes. Press yourself up and back. Take a breath. Good. We begin to find a little bit of movement here, some motion in our vinyasa practice. As you inhale, look forward towards your fingertips, and an exhale, steps your feet towards your hands. When you get there, relax through the crown of your head. Let your whole torso be heavy as you release in a forward fold. Your next inhale breath brings your hands on your shins, halfway lift, look down at the floor. Exhale, fold. We'll bend your knees here, come all the way up to stand. Reverse swan dive, draw a big circle with your hands, reach out, up and around, and then place your hands down to your heart, Anjali Mudra. Flowing with your breath, inhale, hands come up to the sky, and exhale, forward fold, Surya Namaskar A. So as you inhale, hands on your shins, nice, flat back, look down at the floor. Exhale, plant your hands, step yourself back to a plank pose. Taking all of these motions with the pace of your breath. Feel free to lower down onto your knees if you need to. Exhale all the way to your belly. And as you inhale, baby cobra pose. Heart reaches forward, shoulders on your back. Exhale, release down, tuck your toes, find downward facing dog. Take 3 full big breaths here. In through your nose, out through your nose. Good. You might begin to feel that strength of your breath in the back of your throat. In yoga, we call that our Ujjayi breath. Breath of victory, it's been called. It's a really wonderful way to stay focused with our breath and in this meditative state of our yoga practice. One more here. Inhale and exhale. As we inhale, look forward towards your fingertips. Exhale, step your feet to your hands. Forward fold. Inhale, hands on your shins, halfway lift and fold. Good. Come all the way up. Reverse swan dive. Big circle with your hands. Reach all the way up. Hands to your heart. Beautiful. Inhale, hands draw up, Surya Namaskar B. This time as you exhale, bend your knees, sit down low into a chair, Utkatasana, chair pose. Big inhale, breath, low belly draws back towards your spine. And as you exhale, straighten your legs, forward fold. Relax through the back of your neck. Inhale, hands on your shins, halfway lift. Exhale, come back to plank pose. Maybe you're still stepping back. Maybe you're hopping back now. That's perfectly fine wherever you are. Exhale, come all the way down onto your belly. Maybe your knees lower down. Inhale, heart reaches forward, cobra pose. Exhale, release, tuck toes, downward facing dog. Big breath in, big breath out. Coming into warrior one. So as you inhale, lift your right leg up high in the sky behind you, 3-limb dog, and bend your knee. Step your right foot to your right thumb. Let your left heel find the floor. Square your hips and inhale, stand on up. Reach your hands up nice and high to the sky. We'll take a few extra breaths here in our warrior one. You can bring your hands to your heart, Anjali Mudra. Find that strength in your low belly as you bend to your front knee here. Good, take a breath in, a breath out. Bringing your Sankalpa to mind here, infusing it with strength, with dignity. Inhale, breath, hands reach up towards the sky. Exhale, both hands come to the floor. You can step back, plank pose, and flow through this vinyasa sequence, lowering down to your belly, maybe coming into upward facing dog this time, knees off the floor, if you're familiar with that, and if your body feels ready. Big breath in your downward facing dog. Good. And let's inhale. Left leg lifts up nice and high in the sky. Reach out through your toes and exhale, step forward, warrior one. Same pose, second side. Back heel drops, hips square forward. Press down, rise up, hands to the sky. Good. Take a big breath in here and bring your hands to your heart. Good. So even though we're still here, we still find lots of strength in the legs. So can you lift up through your back inner arch and bend strong into your front knee? Find that strength through the soles of your feet and pull it up into your entire body here. One more breath. Good. Hands reach up nice and high to the sky. Exhale, hands to the floor. Step back, plank pose, lowering down to your belly. Feeling free to still come all the way down onto your belly and take those cobra poses. Or if you're practicing upward facing dog and chaturangas, that's also perfectly fine. Wherever you end up, meet us in downward facing dog and take 5 full breaths in through the nose, out through your nose. Good. So these warming sequences in our yoga practice are all about creating this internal flame. We call it tapas in yoga. And our tapas is meant to sort of burn away all of the delusion, all of maybe the laziness, the sleepiness, the stuff that is keeping us from living and embodying our heart's intention. This fire is sort of meant to burn away everything that's not helping us move closer to our Sankalpa. So as we continue with the rest of our standing sequences here, you can visualize this energy, this breath burning away everything that's standing in between you and your deepest heart's desires. Let's take one more breath here. Inhale, look towards your fingers. Exhale, bring your feet to your hands. Forward fold, relax through the crown of your neck all the way across your spine. Inhale, halfway lift and fold. Beautiful. Utkatasana, chair pose. Bend your knees, hips low. Inhale, hands reach up nice and high. Good, take a breath. And let's stand all the way up. Tadasana pose, hands to heart. Good job. Close your eyes, take a breath. Good. Slowing it down just a little bit. Let's inhale, take your hands up nice and high to the sky, and exhale, forward fold. But this time we're going to come into malasana or frog squat. So go ahead and tiptoe your feet out as wide as your mat, and your heels are going to turn in, your toes are going to turn out, and then bend your knees and sit low here. So if you have a blocker or a book or your prop nearby, then you can come to perch on your block if that feels good to you here. If you don't have a block, don't sweat it. We'll only take a few breaths here as you press your elbows into your knees, Anjali Mudra, hands to your chest, and lift your heart up nice and high to the sky. Let's take 2 big breaths in through the nose, out through your nose. One more at center here. Good. Let's extend your right fingertips over towards your right toes and inhale, take your left hand up nice and high to the sky. Open-hearted side twist. Full breath in and out. Hands come to center, big inhale breath. Exhale, second side. Left fingertips extend and right hand reaches up towards the sky. Full breath in and out. Beautiful. Let's come to center. One more breath. You got it. Inhale here. Exhale, plant your hands on the floor and slowly bring yourself back up to forward fold. Straighten your legs and bring your feet back underneath your hips. Feel free to shake out your knees a little bit. Let's take a breath. Beautiful. Inhale, halfway lift, bring your hands onto your shins, look down at the floor. This time as you exhale, plant your hands. Let's just step your left foot back. Lower down onto your knee and untuck your toes. We'll come into a low lunge. So tent your fingertips and reach your heart towards the front edge of your mat. Draw your right hip back in space as your left hip falls towards the mat. Feel that opening into your hip flexors, right to the muscles of your thighs. See if you can take a breath. Maybe soften your jaw a little bit if you're clenching. Good. We'll take an inhale breath here. And as you exhale, let your hips come back. Straighten your front leg and lift your right toes up off the mat. We call this Ardha Hanumanasana, half Hanuman or half splits. This is a really wonderful story about the monkey deity Hanuman doing this great big leap, these splits over the lake in this act of heroism. So this pose is named after Hanuman in that story. So we'll inhale, look forward towards your toes. We'll flow just a little bit here. So exhale, bend into your front knee, right foot on the floor, back to low lunge. Take an inhale breath. Exhale, straighten your leg, Ardha Hanumanasana. Inhale, bring it forward, low lunge. Exhale, take it back. Good. Keep going here with your breath and don't worry about coming to your fullest extent in both of these poses. We're focused more on the motion. We're focused on your breath, right? So just keep that flow, keep that connection of breath and body rather than trying to come to both fullest extents, right? Go ahead and take one more round wherever you are. And we'll all meet back in your low lunge. Right foot all the way on the floor, hips towards the floor. Left palm can come to the ground, and as you inhale, right hand reaches up, open-hearted twist, fingertips towards the sky. Let's take 2 big breaths here. Good, feeling your rib cage expand with your breath. Exhale, right hand finds the floor. Tuck your back toes, inhale, lift your knee, step back, plank pose. Good, take an inhale here. And exhale, find your vinyasa. Lowering halfway or all the way down. Opening your heart and coming to downward facing dog, that little sequence we call a vinyasa. They're always optional. If you find that you just need a break, if you need some water, if you need to take a breath, right? The vinyasas are always optional. You can always just meet us in downward facing dog here. We'll take one more breath. Inhale. Exhale. As you inhale, lift your left foot up nice and high in the sky. Reach out through your toes. Bending your knees, step forward. We're setting up for low lunge, second side. Right knee drops down. Untuck your toes. Tenting your fingertips, heart draws forward as you dip into your hips. Big full breath. So we're still in this pose for a breath or two, but we still feel that very active energy of the stretch. Yeah, so as we take one more big full breath in here. Exhale, can you soften into it? Good. Draw your heart forward, inhale, breath. Exhale, both hips back, lengthening leg, toe up towards the sky, Ardha Hanumanasana. We'll pause here at first, just take 2 full breaths. Maybe tucking your left hip back in space ever so slightly, just to lengthen the front leg. One more here. Inhale, bend your front knee, walk yourself forward, low lunge, finding your flow. We'll exhale back, Ardha Hanumanasana. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Inhale forward. And take 2 more. Use your breath. Good. Last time, inhale, come forward, low lunge. Right hand finds the floor. Inhale, left hand up to the sky. Open-hearted twist. If it feels good to look up towards your fingertips, please do so. But see if you can lift up out of your right shoulder a little bit. Resist the urge to just dump all the weight into your shoulder. Keep that grounded arm strong. One more full breath. Good. Left hand comes down to the floor. Back toes tuck, lift your knee. Exhale, back plank pose. And vinyasa, your choice, whether knees are lowered or not. Or if you're just skipping them entirely, that's perfectly fine. We'll meet back, downward facing dog. 3 big breaths. In through your nose, out through your nose. And on your next inhale breath, let's extend your right leg up high in the sky, 3-limb dog. This time bending your knee, step forward, we'll set up for high lunge. So keep your back knee off of the mat. Reach back through your left heel. Bend your front knee, inhale, press down, rise up. Yeah, so super strong. Hug your thighs towards each other and draw your belly button back towards your spine. Hands up to the sky. Big breath in, big breath out. Good, we'll take 1 more here. Inhale, extend out through the tips of your fingers. And as you exhale, let your left heel come to the floor. Open your hips out to the left, set up for warrior 2. So you're bending into your front knee and extend your fingertips out in both directions, to the front and to the back. Belly button back towards your spine, shoulders soft, gaze forward over your front fingertips, find your breath. Keeping a soft gaze over. Inhale, palms open up towards the sky. And as you exhale, tilt back, left hand on back thigh, and right fingertips extend up and back, peaceful warrior. Your front leg is still keeping you up, really nice and strong here. And you're extending into your whole right side body. Take a full big breath. Inhale and exhale. As you inhale, we'll come up forward, warrior 2. As you exhale, straighten your front leg, hinge from your hips, reach forward towards your right ankle and place your hand down. Left hand extends up towards the ceiling and look up towards your fingertips. Feel yourself plant down through your back foot, really strong, and engage your thighs, engage the strength of your low belly. Full breath in. Full breath out. Good. 1 more here. We're going to prepare to balance and do a little bit of flying here. So let's bring your left hand back onto your left hip. Look down at the floor. Bend into your right knee. We're going to come into half moon or Ardha Chandrasana. So bring your right hand to the mat in front of you, maybe to your block. And you're going to hop your back foot in about halfway up your mat. So you still have right hand on the floor, still both feet on the floor. And then when you feel ready, shift the weight into your right hand, begin to straighten your right leg, and maybe your left toes can float up off the floor. From there, you focus on pivoting your chest towards the left, so stacking your hips and your shoulders on top of each other. Maybe your left hand extends into the sky. Take 3 big full breaths wherever you're at in this pose. If you feel wobbly, if you can't quite make it all the way up, that's perfectly fine. Remember, we're meeting ourselves where we are here. Just take 1 more big full breath. Good. And then everyone bring your left hand down to the floor to meet your right. Square your hips towards the mat. You're in standing splits now. As you fold forward, nose towards your knee. Keep reaching out through your back toes. You got it. 1 more full breath in and out. Yeah, let's inhale. Halfway lift, look forward, and exhale, step your left foot back behind you. You'll come back into your high lunge, hands up to the sky, right knee bends. Woohoo! We made it. Full breath in, reach out through your fingers, and exhale, both hands come to the floor. Step back, plank pose, finding that optional vinyasa, or meet us in downward facing dog. You can take a rest on your belly, you can just sit, whatever you need to do to reset and realign before we come into the second side. Take 4 big breaths wherever you choose to be here. Good. Coming back to your breath if maybe you lost it. I know that was a lot of movement, a lot of crazy shapes. So see if, as we come into the second side, you can still keep an awareness on your breath while we focus. One more here. Good. Second side, when you're ready, we'll meet in downward facing dog. As you inhale, left leg lifts up high in the sky, 3-limb dog. Bend your knees, step forward, high lunge. So back knee stays lifted. Press back through your heel. Inhale, press down, rise up. Good. Big, strong belly, low belly engages, back thigh strong. Reach out through the tips of your fingers. One more breath. Inhale, extend through your fingertips. Exhale, warrior 2. Right heel to the mat. Fingertips extend. So we have strength in our arms. We're really reaching out in both directions. We're not just kind of hanging out, right? Your arms are engaged. And gaze over your front fingertips, right? Like you have that lasered focus, that heart's intention was right in front of you. And you could reach out towards it. You can see it. You are focused on it. Inhale, palms open to the sky. Exhale, take it back, peaceful warrior. Bending strong into your front knee. Take a breath. Float forward, inhale, breath, warrior 2. Exhale, front knee straightens. Hips go back as your left hand reaches forward. Bring left hand to left shin or ankle, maybe the floor. As you open your chest up towards the right and gaze up towards your fingertips. Let's take 2 full breaths here. See if you can feel the full expansion of your rib cage. Good. We know where we're going from here, yeah? Look down at the floor. Bring your right hand onto your right hip. Bend your front knee. Hand to the floor or maybe your block. Hop it in halfway. Prepare yourself. Bring the weight into your left hand or maybe your left fingertips as you straighten your left leg, toes up off the ground. And if you're using your block, just bring that block underneath your left hand to bring the ground a bit closer to you. Open yourself up to the right, stack your hips, stack your shoulders, right hand comes up to the sky. 3 big breaths. If you fall out of it, come back, try again, give yourself a smile, right? You're doing the best you can. We'll take 1 more. And slowly bring it down. Right hand meets left on the floor. If you're using your block, set it off to the side. Half splits. Nose to knee. Back foot stays lifted. Big inhale, breath. You got it. We're almost there. Inhale, halfway lift. Look down at the ground. Exhale, step back, high lunge. Right foot comes back wide. Bend your front knee. Inhale, hands to the sky. Yeah. Good. 1 more inhale, breath. Exhale, hands to the floor. Step it back, plank pose, optional vinyasa. Open your heart, full breath in. Take it back, full breath out. Good, let's take 3 full breaths. Feeling free to breathe in downward facing dog. Maybe you'd prefer to come down onto your knees and untuck your toes. Take a few breaths in child's pose. Absolutely up to you. Whatever's going to help you feel most rested, go ahead and take 2 more breaths there. Good. Starting to slow it down just a bit together. Whenever you're ready, we'll all meet back in downward facing dog here. On your next inhale breath, we'll lift your left foot up nice and high in the sky. Last time here, 3-limb dog. This time bending your knee. We'll come forward into pigeon pose. So bring your knee to the left, ankle to the right. Your shin comes, we say parallel to the front edge of your mat. It's probably not going to be parallel, and that's okay, right? If your heel comes a bit in towards your right hip, that's perfectly fine. Right? Use your finger pads to lift your chest up away from the floor and settle down into your hips. If this is already way too much of a stretch for you, and if you don't feel happy here, take your block or something similar, and you can place it underneath your left hip to help bring the ground a little bit closer to you. Wherever you are, use the fullest inhale breath ever to open your heart up towards the ceiling, open your throat. And then on your next exhale, we'll slowly begin to fold forward. Now this will look different for everybody. Maybe you're just resting here on your elbows. This is wonderful. Maybe you have a block that you can place beneath your forehead and rest here like so. Or maybe you can come all the way down onto your belly here. It doesn't matter how deep you go. What matters is that you're taking a version of this pose that feels nourishing to you. We're not trying to press ourselves into a shape that doesn't work, remember? I'm going to take 5 big full breaths here wherever you are. Inhale fully. Exhale completely. Let's sigh it out through an open mouth here. Inhale fully. Exhale, let it go. One more just like that. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Gently close your lips. Return to your neutral breath here. And continue, right, that energetic cycle of breathing in space. Maybe breathing out resistance. Breathing out tension. We'll take 3 more breaths here. As you inhale, slowly begin to lift yourself back up. Bring your palms onto the mat. We'll slowly make your way back to downward facing dog. Take your time. Back toes can tuck. And step it on back. If you want a release or a counter pose, you can reach your left leg back up high to the sky and bend your knee. Stack one hip on top of the other. Reach your toes to the right. Full breath in and out. And then come back, downward facing dog. And second side, when you're ready, use your breath. Inhale, right leg lifts. Bending your knees, step it through. Pigeon pose, second side. Right, set yourself up comfortably. Set yourself up mindfully. Use that inhale breath to press away from the floor, hips sink down as heart opens up. And then exhale, take it on down, whatever depth of a fold works for you. And then breathe some softness there. Meet yourself where you are. So I always feel a bit of an emotional response in my body when I come into this posture in particular. Our hips tend to hold a lot of emotional information in our bodies. And so being able to release and open up in the hips can sometimes feel like a lot more energetically draining than just this physical posture, right? There's a lot of information that our body stores. There's a lot of pain and hurt and struggle that our body holds onto, right? That we lock away, we store up. And so as we breathe here and try to soften around the edge of this pose, see if you can soften just around yourself, right? Breathing compassion, breathing love, reminding yourself that you're doing a great job. Reminding yourself that you are loved, you are safe in this body, in this breath. Inhale. Slowly lift yourself up, press your palms into the mat and make your way back, downward facing dog. Back toes tuck, bring it in, step it back, shake it out. Feel free to extend your right leg up and stack your hips if that's what you would like. Good. We'll all come down onto our knees and go ahead and bring your legs out long in front of you here. We'll extend your right leg, bring the left foot in towards the right thigh here. We're going to set it for a Janu Shishasana variation. So you're going to open your chest up to the left towards your bent knee and begin to extend your right hand down your shin. It's a bit different if you practice yoga often. As we inhale, extend your left fingertips up and over towards your right toes. Yeah, whew. You'll probably feel your left side body begin to stretch. Feel free to look down at the floor. That feels better for your neck. And then bend your left elbow. Just let your forearm rest on the back of your head here. Bring some softness into the back of your right knee and just breathe here. Even if this seems to be an awkward position, one that we're not quite used to, can you soften around that? Can you open up to the unfamiliar here? Take 2 more breaths. And then slowly come on up. Release both hands and we'll switch sides. So right leg, left leg extends, right foot in towards your left thigh. Again, open yourself up towards the right, towards your bent knee, and then slide it on down. Left hand to left shin, and right hand can extend up and over. Oof, yeah. Feel free to look down and bend your right elbow. Let it rest. Take 3 big full breaths here. Beginning to soften your way through your breath. And then slowly bring it on up. Allow yourself time around this posture, right? It's quite intense, to just sit with it and notice the response of your body. So maybe just come back to a cross-legged, a seated pose and close your eyes and just take a breath. Feel both sides of your body here. That unity after stretching both sides, we can find that balance, that center again here. Beautiful. We'll go ahead and bring the soles of your feet together again. Open up your eyes. We'll take 1 more Baddha Konasana and then come down onto our backs. So again, grabbing big toes or ankles. Inhale, heart reaches up. Exhale, hinge from your hips. Good. Maybe notice how this pose feels, if it feels any different now than when we took it at the very beginning of your practice. And if your physical body feels any different, maybe your mental body, your energetic body. And just breathe into your present moment here. And then inhale, gently guide yourself on back up. We'll bring the knees back together, make your way down onto your backs. It's always everyone's favorite part of the yoga class. You can come down onto your backs. So let's extend your left leg out long, bring your right knee in towards your chest. Interlace your hands and just hug your right knee in towards your chest for a few breaths here. I always love to use this time to roll out my ankles a bit, so you can draw some circles with your toes. And then gently switch the direction of your circles. Maybe point and flex your feet, wiggle your toes. Good. And then we'll extend your right arm out long beside you. Take your knee into your left hand and cross over the body, bringing your knee to the left and maybe gazing to the right. So we're taking a spinal twist here. And it's okay if your right knee doesn't come all the way to the floor. Right? Just go as deep into the pose as it feels okay for you and breathe there. Full breath in through your nose and out through your nose. Beginning to soften our way into our rest. Take 2 more breaths. Beautiful. Inhale. Slowly bring yourself back up. You can hug your right knee back into your chest one more time and exhale. Let's switch sides. Right leg extends, left knee in towards your chest. Give your ankles and your feet a little bit of love. Draw your circles. And then switch. Point and flex. Wiggle your toes. Good, and when you're ready, we'll take our twist here. Left arm extends out, knee into the right hand, and exhale. Take it on over. Good. And once you've found the correct position for your body here, you're really allowed to soften. Just let it all go. Let your body be heavy, and just let yourself breathe here. As you inhale, softly come back through center. You can give your knee one last big hug in towards your chest, and when you're ready, we'll exhale, release all the way down into Shavasana. So your heels can come to the wide corners of your mat. Let your toes turn out. Your hands can rest down by your sides. Palms open up to the sky. Allow your eyes to close. And allow your breath to help soften you here. So our Shavasana is used as our pose of receiving. We're allowed to just be still and allow our bodies to slowly integrate everything that we've done. So as you rest here, body completely relaxed, no control over the breath. Maybe ask yourself one more time here. How do I feel? And go ahead and take a full breath in through the nose. Sigh it out through your mouth. Allow yourself to gently wiggle your toes, your fingers, your wrists, and your ankles. So you wake back up. Take your time. Draw your knees back into your chest. Softly roll yourself over to one side. Keep your eyes closed. Keep your focus soft. Bring yourself back up to your comfortable seated position. We'll come back to Anjali Mudra one final time together here, hands to heart. Allow your thumbs to press up against your heart center as your fingertips spread out like bright, beautiful rays of sunshine here. Let your Sankalpa float to the surface of your awareness here. Your beautiful heart's intention. Hold it with reverence, hold it with love, and hold it with determination here in your heart. As we move forward in our week together, our week of learning and fun and growth here, hold your Sankalpa with you and share that with others. Namaste.